Okay, let's do the tier list real quick. Okay, here it is. So here's vanilla. So vanilla, I say it's very, very good. It's got a solid foundation. It has obviously issues being older and unfinished, but it's a good foundation to start on. And that's why we need to focus on building up what is the core and the soul and everything about vanilla. I'm going to put vanilla in A tier because of that. It's not S tier because there are a lot of flaws, but it's very good. TBC, I said, is neutral. Now, there are good things about it. I like the, there's a lot of stuff to do in the world. There's a lot of PvP objectives in the world. The reputations are great because all of the reputations have multiple ways of gaining reputation, so you don't have to focus on just one thing. Miss Pandaria also did this, which is great. The dungeons, you have the normal ones, which are fine, and then heroic, which were very, very hard, and that's good. And then, but then you had to earn your way into them by getting reputation gains to, what was it, like Honor to Revere to unlock heroic mode. I like the tunement quests of raids, but I wish it was account bound. Once I do it once, I don't want to have to do it again on another character. So if it was account bound, great, that's fine. Now, I'll say this, I'm okay in TBC with flying because flying is not only a reward for doing the game, but it also grants you more content. So you play the game, you finally get, what is it, like 1,000 gold to get your 60 speed flying. Then by getting that, you've now unlocked Shatari Skyguard, Agrilla, all these other areas, and dungeons that you couldn't reach before. So it unlocks content. Then by playing, you get the 220 speed mount. And now you've unlocked the Dragon Maw quest to get the Netherwing. And if you're a druid, you unlock that little island where you get the bird form, and which unlocks Ravenlord to get the druid form, obviously, and also, oh, that's a big ass zit. I was like, what the hell is that? Also, it allows you to possibly get a mount from it. So flying is great in that expansion. It adds content. After that, flying becomes irrelevant, just skip over content. That's all it's used for. So, with that, that's why I'm putting it in the B tier. There's a lot of, and another trend setter that I don't like is, that it excludes you off away from the world and puts you in a corner, which is Outland. Everything relevant is in Outland. The world is being forgotten about. So, it's not as bad in TBC because a lot of people are still leveling. It's a slow leveling process. But by Wrath, where leveling is kind of speed. Cataclysm, leveling was breakneck speed, right? So, TBC wasn't as bad. You still were out in the world, but not as much. Wrath is where it got worse. So, Wrath is also a trendsetter. I love the theme of it. I love, the dungeons were cool. They were easy, but they were cool. Besides Oculus, that doesn't exist. I don't know if I would put it in A or S tier, because Wrath has a lot of things going for it, but it followed a lot of the bad trends. It added LFG in the end, of course. It started to recycle a lot of content. It cut a lot of stuff out, so I'm gonna put it as an A. Good, but really flawed. Where's Cataclysm? Cataclysm, I'll put you C tier, because the only thing Cataclysm has going for it is that I will admit, they did put a lot of work into the expansion. They just put it in the wrong spot. They put it in early game. Now, early game should have been left alone and just had stuff added to it. Cataclysm wiped it. I don't like that. The two new races were okay, but they also started the trend of phased, instanced starting zones that you cannot escape until you're done, and I absolutely fucking hate that. It also started the trend of linear questing, which I hate. LFR became a thing in this expansion, which I hate. Transmog at this point in time is whatever, I don't care. Vanilla, not so much, I don't like it because of the visual progression, but Cataclysm at that point, everyone was starting to run older raids to get the cool gear, so it didn't matter that much. And there's just nothing to do at endgame. Now they added... Firelands was a great patch, but the Troll patch had 2 dungeons and one quest line. That was it. You're done. Dragonflight, the Dragon End the last patch. The last patch was balls. It sucked. Mr. Pandaria is S tier. Alright. There's only 2 or 3 things bad about it that I can name. Everything else about it was absolutely fantastic, great expansion. The bad things were I didn't like the rating. The looks of it, the feel of it, the rating was just bad. The dailies themselves were okay. What happened was people bitched because they wanted to do all of them, so Blizzard unlocked the cap to do dailies per day. So then everyone did all of the dailies as they wanted to and then burned themselves out. So that was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I don't blame that on the game. I blame that on the players, so not really that. And also, they took the Pandaren, which were once a, like, mystical race. They were, like, very, like, samurai-ish. Yeah, they had goofiness, but they were more serious than how they were took in Mr. Pandaria. They made them an absolute joke, and I don't like that. We needed, like, Warcraft 3 Pandaren, which, before you say shit, I can tell you there's a lot of lore of Pandaren before Pandaria even was a thing. So there's that. Warlords, I have a very love-hate relationship with. I have a whole 44-minute video on Warlords. I'm gonna put it in C tier right now, because there's a lot of things right with it, but there's a lot of really bad things about it. So I'm gonna put that in C tier because of my love-hate relationship with it. Battle for Azeroth, I don't need to say much. We're putting that right back into the D tier. Shadowlands, if I had an F tier, would go F tier, but we'll just say D because we don't have an F tier. If I had to choose Dragonflight, I would put Dragonflight between C and D. It's one of these two. Dragonflight is... there's good things about it, but it's pretty bad. And Legion. Oh my god, fucking Legion. Legion is... I'm gonna put that C tier. Legion is really bad. There are good things about it, but I just overall hate it. It's a really bad expansion. But yeah, that's gonna be my quickie tier list. I had recorded a... here, let's get back to this. I had recorded a hour-long video going through the various expansions and stuff and rating them. Just not really like a heavy-duty rating, just like a, yeah, it's good, or it's a shit. Like, that was the rating, right? I did not like how that video turned out, so I scrapped it. Now, I'm going to redo it. It's not like you're not going to get it. But I did not like how it turned out. So, I am going to, completely overhaul that and redo it.